welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. We're working on an ironing board cover because mine has seen its day. It really has. So it's just over 2 years, and I was always wanting to make a new one, and I've seen a couple of Facebook posts and so on and so forth about people making them, and some of them were also even pieced. So if yours is pieced, I'd like to know if the seam actually shows up on shirts and dress pants and not just for ironing for your craft stuff, because this is a board that we use for both. So don't really need that anymore. You could use it as an extra base and then put your other one on top of it, but I think we're just going to make a new one for it. So I chose the Artisan Spirit Sandscape is the name of the fabric, and it's very pretty. I really like it. I thought, why not give me some little bling bling for my shop? I like this, and this is what I like for my board, so that's what we're going to make. I was going to use the white with the polka dots, but changed my mind because I'm allowed. So make sure your piece is really much bigger than what you need, okay? Because you're really going to have to give yourself several inches to make sure that you're giving yourself a little pocket to put your little elastic channel in, because that's what was on that one, or you can use rope, but you still need a channel to be able to feed that through and then tighten it up so it cinches up underneath your board, okay? So I've got probably, I was going to say not even probably, let's measure it exactly here, okay? And you want to allow for droppage, like over the edge of the ironing board, you know, and then be able to come up under here. So you think, okay, so I could put my finger up on here and it's about, say, 1 inch inside. I want to make sure I'm giving extra bit all the way around, at least like 3 inches, just to make sure. Better to make sure than have it too short. Okay, so kind of measure up. You got 3 inches. Measure up the other side. I got plenty over there. I can actually push a little bit more this way. And I just cut 60 inches of fabric and then flopped it over. So I had, I was going to cut it down the center, but then it really wasn't going to give me enough for the width of my board here. But yours may be thinner. So if you can, then go for it. Okay. So what I want to do here is I need to pretty much measure out my board, because I can't use that as a template. It's all elasticized and I can't really stretch it out. So I need to use the board as my template. So I'm going to take my colored chalk and make sure that, you know, things aren't going to move anywhere. You could put some weights on there or whatever. I don't really have anything around here to put on to make sure it doesn't shift as you're doing your little tracing line, okay? So I'm just going to come around, and this is not going to be my cut line. This is just giving me an idea of what the top of my board is going to look like shape-wise, and then I'm going to take another like 3.5 inches around there, and then from on that side out, that's the line I will be cutting on. Because other than that, you're going to give yourself not enough room, and you're going to end up with your cover is going to be too short, and you'll be giving it to a neighbor because it'll fit her board. Why you shouldn't have to have just a plain, you know, ironing board cover, right? We deserve some funky colors. I'm kind of surprised ironing board manufacturers haven't kind of clued into that. Maybe even putting measurements on the printed fabric. That would be nice. That would be interesting, you know. Okay, trying to keep it steady. I can always double check, make sure your lines are still lining up here. Nobody has shifted, you know. Just take your time. And you're just doing, I'm just riding the edge, just kind of riding the edge of the board, just so I know where it is, okay? All right, so that's all the way around. Hopefully you can see my little orange chalk line. And then I'm gonna go like 3, 3 1/4, 3 1/2, anywhere along those lines. I can always tighten up the elastic to fit it, right? So better to have it too long than too short. So then go from that measurement out here all the way around, okay? I think we'll do that first before we cut up the batting, okay? And this is where you can go with your little ruler. And if you keep riding it on the 3 1/2, because you need to make a channel, okay? You need to make a channel as well for your elastic to go into, okay? So I'm just trying to ride it on the 3 1/2 line, trace out. It's going to take some time and some patience. okay? But you really want to do this extra step, okay? Not even an extra step, you just want to make sure you do this step, okay? And really, all you have to do is, don't focus on where your pencil's going, because you know where that's going. Focus your eye on the line that you have to keep in line with the ruler, and then just go, because no matter what, you can't change this part, but you can change where you're focusing, right? You can change that focus to where it needs to be on that 3.5 line, or 3 1/4, or, you know, whatever it is that you're looking for, right? Okay. Sometimes I wish I was a lefty, or more ambidextrous than I am. Scoot over here. I am my own disaster, I tell you. I don't need anybody causing any chaos in my house. I got it all covered by myself. All right. Okay, so I'll show you this so you see where I was going with this, okay? You see my first initial trace out, and then my second, which is giving me my overlap, my channel, and be able to fit up nice and snug underneath my board, okay? So let's continue down to the bottom. Get the rest of this traced out. Okay, like I said, watching where I'm riding my previous line on the 3.5, keeping my pencil to the outside edge. Oh, not because I came off my board there. Okay, and this is going to be another little curve there. So kind of get into the groove of it. You can use pencil. I'm just showing you so you can really see. I don't want you to have to guess, oh, did she make that line? No, it's right there. You can see exactly what I'm working with and how I got there, okay? I need a new board. Look how sad it is. It's all gone. I need a new one. But I noticed the Olaf pinks and blues, they don't come in the big size that I need, so sucks to be them, because I'd really like to get a nice big one. Oh, I think I'm losing my chalk. Hold on. There we go. Okay, now riding 1, 2, 3.5. Okay. Now let's go up on this side and meet up. Where's the 3.5? Okay. All right, see? I was watching the line I needed to work off of. Okay, well, this is pretty easy. Let's just line that right up there. Okay, bibbidi bobbidi boo. Okay, now hold it up again. I'll do it sideways so you can see my whole big outline. Okay, so the tiny one on the inside is what I traced out on the board, so it gives me the shape, and then I'm giving myself the drop and a channel and any little extra room just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to cut on that line, okay? Now, this is probably the best idea. Keep your other hand far, far away. Just trace. Make sure you're not folding the fabric underneath. Oh my gosh, oh my, can I cry? Okay, move that off to the side. Oops. Oh, must be time for a new blade. Okay, let's flip this way. It's not crossing over my arm over the one over the other. Okay, nice and easy. I think it might be time. I'm gonna have to do that before tomorrow's shoot, so we can get started on our blue. Okay, and then make sure it's all nice and straight. Nothing's getting folded up underneath. Okay, there we go. And to the scrap pile. There we go. There's our cover. Of course, we're going to want to iron it. got a wrinkle in it. Okay, so what we want to do here is pretty much, we need to cut our batting as well, but I think I'd like the batting just a little bit bigger than what the board is, okay? So I'm trying to figure out if I want to do that afterwards or beforehand, but I think I'm going to do is make my channel right now and be able to slip my elastic through, and then I can always trim the batting to fit, okay? So this is my elastic, and I have a little tool here that when you thread it like this through that little eye, and then you snug it down tight in between the little clamps, because that separates and it's really snug near the bottom, that little really locks it in place. So when you're threading it through the channel, you're not going to lose it. I know we used to always use a safety pin, or you know, you'd stitch something to something else or whatever, like a little wood dowel or whatever. I found this is fantastic, so I love it. Okay, so now you want to give yourself a little channel. Start on a straight edge. Because you need to just kind of fold over. You can give yourself a, you know, tuck your raw edge under if you want. I think I'm just going to do it this way because really it's not going to come off very often. Okay, so give myself a good enough channel. You got to think this is what, 1/4 of an inch? Yeah, it's a 1/4 inch width of elastic, so at least a 1/4 inch channel, okay? And then just putter on down. And when you come to the corners, you're going to have to kind of stop and move, lift the foot and shape the fabric a little bit to kind of give it that little curve. So you kind of make a few little pleats around that corner. Just lift our foot, kind of shape the fabric a little bit. So it's going to have to pinch a little fold in there, up. There we go, and up. Pinch that little fold of fabric in there. Up. Just work your way all the way around. Of course, the corners are going to be the hardest. But if you give yourself enough extra room on the fabric and everything, it should be now nice and snug. And of course, you can tighten it as tight as you want or need because you're in control of the elastic or the rope or whatever, ties, Velcro. You know, I've seen some different things. So a couple Velcro straps, you know. They should have enough thread in there. I'm just using blue. I just thought, how pretty would this be? Is my ironing board right beside me all the time with that little bling of gold in it? And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm making. What are you guys gonna make? I would love to make a pieced one, but I'm like, I don't know, like a scrappy one. Maybe that will be, but I'm worried about the seams. So if somebody has done one, I would really like to know the feedback on that one. I guess you just press the flat, and then, I don't know. I'm worried about the little things showing up on shirts and pants. Straightaways are easy. All right, here's coming to one of the bottom or back end corners here. Get a little bit of shape. Make sure you got enough room for your elastic to get in without having to fight with it. You don't want to fight with it. It's just going to make you tired. Okay, there we go. Oh, I love that. It's going to be so pretty. I'm going to have a pretty cover. I'm going to have a pretty cover for my ironing board. All right, now another corner. You know, it's the little things that you do to step up your space, you know, make it more comfortable, make it yours. You make some pretty little wall hangings for your wall, you know, you hang up the kids' art, or you recreate the kids' art with fabric and yarn and macaroni, you know. You know, they love that sort of stuff. You're like making their art a living piece when you start adding fabric bits and stuff like that, recreating it, you know. I think that's pretty cool. That's what we try to do sometimes with the kids that come here for some sewing lessons. They'll draw something up and then we do our best to recreate it in fabric, you know. And sometimes we're pretty proud of ourselves and other times maybe we should start something else. But at least we gave it a try. That itself speaks volumes. Without trying, you have no success. All right, so make sure you leave enough of a pocket, like a good finger width or two, to get your tool in there, whatever your tool may be. Of course, you know I have that little dandy thingy. Okay, so there you can see how I just did a little seam, like a little pocket, little channel, threads everywhere, all the way around to be able to feed that elastic into, okay? All right, so did I take it off? Oh, it's like I thought it was on there, for Pete's sakes. All right, so just pop it through. And it does a variety of sizes of elastic. Not obviously the super thick stuff, but you know, for the stuff that you pretty much need for pant legs and pajamas and so on and so forth. Okay, so where did I leave my gap? Right here. Okay, so now you're gonna feed that around. Okay. Through your little pocket. Okay. And if you have only a certain piece and you are afraid about losing the tail, take a safety pin, put it through the end, and then you can pin it right at that side. So you can pull and tug and yank, and no matter what, you're not going to lose your tail and have to come all the way around and through again, because that's not fun. So this is pretty long. I don't think I have to worry about it. But if I was getting concerned about me pulling the end through, I certainly would put a little safety pin through it and actually attach it to the fabric. Put a little pin, put the fabric right in there as well. So, okay. So if you leave yourself a big enough channel, it shouldn't take you very long to feed your fabric through, okay? The question is, did I leave myself enough to get around my board? So hopefully, fingers crossed. You can always take away, you can't always add without it looking really weird. Like I said, I didn't really want a seam in it. I wanted a nice, pretty, just piece of fabric. I would have chosen the rainbow panel piece with the triangles and stuff. That's from Northcott. We have 14 more for sale if anybody's interested. They're only $10 each. So contact us or via the webpage, the web store. But it wasn't long enough. It was only shy about this much, and I didn't want that seam or that little line where it goes from one panel to the next in there. So I thought, you know what, let's choose this. I'm actually using it and it looks pretty. All right, so when you feed it through, make sure you hold on to whatever it is you're feeding through and kind of move the elastic or the fabric down the elastic line, right? Okay. This is the blah part. But you can get it done. All right. Yes, but spring is coming and we're very excited. Very excited. Got garden plans. Going to start our plants pretty soon indoors. We started them too soon last year, because we got some really straggly tomatoes and stuff like that. That's not quite what we were looking for. Same with the broccoli. Got a little strangly too, so we'll start them a little later. Hopefully they'll grow a little bit better. Got some different lights and a different setup this year, so. Because if you go to the nursery, it's a lot. We've dropped $150, $120 in just plants for the garden sort of thing. So thought maybe we can, between last year and this year, and actually a couple years before, but we just did it on a smaller scale. As you start off with certain things, you just start off small and then work your way up. And that's pretty much what we did. So we pretty much have everything we need for this spring planting with seeds, except for another batch of carrots or another type of carrots than the one we got. We kind of like mix a few. That's where you try some new things, right? Okay, we're almost there, coming around the corner. Angie's coming around the corner. And this is I was reading the package, and this is Warman Naturals White, and it is 90-something% cotton. So I had the iron on its just itself, like sitting there for quite a few minutes, and nothing happened. It did more damage to my old ironing cover than that one, even just without even the 100% cotton in between it. So I don't think I have anything to worry about. And I do try and put my iron back on its pad as soon as possible. But as you can tell from that one, it's fallen off a couple times. It's been pushed off. I bumped it and didn't realize it, and it slipped off. And but I never burnt. Just kind of got a little warm. Okay. All right. So now you come all the way to the other end. All right. Now you're going to straighten this up. You need to give yourself way more elastic in here than in this channel than what you've got, because it's never going to go all the way around your board. So move it around. Okay. Sorry, bit of an itchy nose. I've got some fluffs everywhere. Now, if you're worried that you're going to lose your tail end, you could also pop it through and hold it there. Just going to try and shift some of this elastic around. Okay. And then this is where you can almost do like a little mock-up fit to see whether you need to add a little elastic or take away some elastic to make sure it fits all the way. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that up there and make sure I got my which end is end here. I think that's my pointy end. Okay, we'll just slip it on. Clive has managed to find himself a nice little comfy spot in the sun. Surprise! Okay, and there we go. And oops, hold on. And there we go. Of course, you have to worry about your batting. You can worry about that later. You can either trim it, do a couple of layers, whatever it is you got to do. Okay, I think I'll probably put 2 layers on there. There we go. Straighten that up just a smidgy, but I think that looks really good. I don't think I'd probably tighten it up a smidge, because you can see, look how kind of loose that is a bit. I think I'd tighten it up a bit so it's a bit snuggers. Like maybe, like something like that. See how tighter that is? And then that way it's really not going to go anywhere as you're moving stuff on it. But I'm really happy with this. It's lovely. Oh, there we go. So that's Weekend Project. I really hope you make one. And just to keep people a little appraised of what's going on our Patreon, you do have to become kind of a supporter. Is that what it is? Okay, supporter Patreon. It's only $10 a month, but you get an awesome extra video. So check it out. And we are doing this Blazing Star. We're going to be shooting the second one in just a day or so. So we're doing that. And this is the block we are working on right there. It's all the outside stuff. All this out here. You got it. All right. Check us out on Patreon so you can be part of that. Don't want to miss out. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic day. And I hope to hear back on what you make and what you're making it with. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic day. And we'll see you tomorrow on the live stream. Bye-bye.